Today, we aim to explore in greater depths the profound insights contained within Chapter 2, the local universe, and the Chapter 2, Justice and Righteousness, verse 1 through 6 of the Urantia Book. This book presents a vast cosmological perspectives and deep spiritual wisdom, at the heart of which lie the character of God, the Creator, and the fundamental principles of His universal governance. The justice and righteousness we will focus on today extend beyond mere moral concepts. They are crucial principles that determine the maintenance of cosmic order and the destiny of evolving mortals. It is important to understand that while God's justice may sometimes appear strict, it is underlaid by infinite wisdom and unwavering love. Within the broader context of the Urantia Book, justice and righteousness, along with God's mercy, serve as the twin pillars that harmoniously guide the universe. Let us now examine the essence of God's justice and righteousness in more detail and consider their significance for our spiritual journey. Chapter 2 of Part 1 of the Urantia Book describes the nature and operation of God's justice and righteousness in more specific terms. Firstly, it fundamentally emphasizes that God is righteous, and due to this attribute, all his actions are perfectly fair. The text clearly states God is righteous and therefore just. Righteous are you in all your ways. Urantia Book, Paper 2, Chapter 3, Verse 1. This signifies that God's justice is not a relative concept of dependent on human judgment or changing circumstances, but rather than absolute and immutable attribute rooted in his own unchanging nature. Consequently, we can have profound trust in the just governance of universe by God. Furthermore, the Urantia Book cautions us against foolishly acting contrary to God's righteous order. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, that shall be also reap. Urantia Book, Paper 2, Chapter 3, Verse 2. This passage concisely illustrates the universal law that our every action carries inevitable consequences. However, it is crucial to note that execution of this justice is not merely a mechanical retribution, but is tempered by infinite wisdom and mercy. Through this, the Urantia Book reveals the perfect harmony between God's justice and love. Moreover, this chapter introduces a profound concept of personality annihilation as an ultimate form of justice. This is presented as the final consequence of willful rebellion against God's sovereignty or unrepented extreme evil. The most serious penalty for wrongdoing and deliberate rebellion against the government of God is eventual and inevitable personality disintegration, cessation of existence. Urantia Book, Paper 2, Chapter 3, Verse 2. This annihilation does not occur instantaneously, but is carefully determined through universal judicial processes. It cessation of This cessation of existence is usually decreed at the judgment of a dispensation or an age in the realms concerned. On a world like Urantia, it occurs at the close of a planetary dispensation. This demonstrates the solemnity of cosmic order while emphasizing the importance of the free will granted to each being. Finally, the Urantia Book explains how justice operates from a cosmic perspective. In any universe contest between actual levels of reality, the higher level of personality eventually triumphs over the lower. This implies that ultimately spiritual truth and harmony will prevail. In the local universe, the Creator's sons integrate creation and spiritualization, aiding the ascent of mortals, but persistent rejection will lead to just consequences. Today, through our exploration of Part 2, Chapter 3 of the Urantia Book, we have gained a deeper understanding that God's justice and righteousness are not merely about punishment or reward, but fundamental principles that maintain cosmic order and guide the spiritual growth of each being. We have learned that God's justice is rooted in his unchanging nature and that our every action has corresponding consequences. At the same time, this justice is tempered by God's infinite wisdom and mercy, ultimately leading towards cosmic harmony and progress. Within this knowledge, we should strive to live more thoughtfully and responsibly, and further strengthen our trust in God's righteous governance.